Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me today. So, we'll be talking about how to grow your network on LinkedIn. If you guys joined me for my last webinar, I was talking about how to optimize your profile, kind of get set up on the platform if you're not already on here. But this is going to be really about growing your reach, making more connections that are meaningful, and just really putting yourself out there and giving yourself a brand and identity online. So if that interests you, follow along. First of all, why do followers matter? Well, maybe you've noticed that once you reach 500 followers, you're kind of in this new sort of elite club. It's not even really that elite, but it just makes you look really cool if you have the 500 plus follower group. And so it's not about the numbers. I want to stress that a lot. It's not about the numbers, but having a lot of followers enables you to tap into new networks, those second and third degree networks, that you might have never seen. It allows you to spread the content that you share, whether it's a post that you write yourself or a post that you share. It allows you to share it to even more people than before. So it's really about being able to find more people who could potentially, help you out, or you could help them out down the line. So that's why I believe that followers matter. And then it's also just nice to be able to get a larger variety of content showing up in your news feed. So definitely keep that in mind, but don't do it for the numbers, you guys. It really doesn't matter. People are not going to be like, oh, you don't have 500 followers. No one's like that. So yeah, more followers, more reach, finding more opportunities, and then joining a new league, if you so will. So like I said, followers are a good thing, but too many followers can actually be a bad thing. I believe LinkedIn gives you a limit of about 30,000 connections that you can have. But if you have 30,000 connections, I'm starting to wonder how many of those people do you actually engage with on a daily basis? Have you ever reached out to somebody and asked them for a video conference call? Probably not. Many people aren't taking the extra steps to get to know the people in their network. Who knows how you can end up helping somebody and how they can end up helping you back. So it's really important that if you are making these connections, that you're actually talking to people. And if you send someone a connection request, always, if possible, if you don't already know them, send a message with your connection request so it's not just a random stranger just popping up in their inbox. People want to get to know you, so that's really what's important about LinkedIn. So then how can you actually engage with your connections? Well, I've got a few solutions for you. Like I said, start a video chat. Think of how powerful that would be just to pick someone's brain for a little bit. Take 10, 15 minutes off of the calendar if they have it. Reach out to people who are in your alumni network. Reach out to people who sit high up in a company and you just don't know, or even just starting out, to see how that's going for them. Think outside the box. Engage with and share others' content. So that can mean liking, commenting. People love it when you engage, or you can even share their posts as well. Or you can join a group, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But groups are really awesome tools that LinkedIn has, where you can go and actually meet people with similarities, similar to a Facebook group, if you will. So groups. If you want to go find a group, it's a little bit difficult when you first start out. You have to go and type in something into the search bar already, and then you'll click on the More button. And underneath there, you'll see a tab that says Groups. Click on that, and then whatever you specified, I just put USC in, which is my school. So if you specify USC, click on Groups, it will show you all of the groups that are associated with USC. And so there are alumni groups that you can tap into, there are business groups, there are company groups. So go ahead and take a look at what groups there are for you. As you can see for USC, we have the official USC Alumni Association group, Trojan Network, Alumni Networking, so many groups, and the possibilities are endless. And look at that, there's 51,000 just in the first group alone. So definitely lots of opportunities to network. Another way to get to this tab is if you go on the home page, or it should be available from any page, but definitely on the home page, click on this work tab right here, and then you can go ahead and this will pop up, this whole area here, and then you can see a tab for groups. And then this is just a small screenshot of one of the pages of one of the groups that I'm a part of. All right, and then another way to connect with individuals, I shared this in my first webinar, but I just really want to make sure that people understand how to send a message. So I said that when you're sending a connection request to somebody, to make sure that you always send a message with it, just to make sure that it's not getting lost in their inbox. So some of my tips for successful message sending, just remember that messages on LinkedIn are very similar to short professional emails that you would send to anybody. You know, address the person, keep it short and to the point. Don't send out these emails, these messages to everybody. Be selective, be courteous of other people's time. So if you want to send a connection request, anybody can do that, and then you can add a message with it free of charge. But in order to send InMail, which you can send to people who are not directly related to you, not directly connected to you in your first degree network, then free accounts don't get the InMail ability. But if you have a premium account, then you can get a limited number of InMail credits. So taking a look further at this message, this is just a draft I made up, and you can just follow along. Hi, Mr./Miss last name. My name is Tiara, and I'm a current senior at USC. I came across your profile from the official USC Alumni Association group. I'm very interested in the blank industry and notice you have a lot of experience in this area. Would you have time to talk to me about your time at X company doing Y role and any insight you can give me about the field at large? I'm able to meet for coffee, talk over the phone, chat over email at your availability. Best regards, Tiara. So I just put some options at the bottom there. But yeah, if they're local, you can meet up in person for coffee, or you can just talk on the phone, or even if they don't have time like that, then just do it over email. So that's one way to find USC alumni, but if you want to pinpoint actual individuals who have went to your school, then you can use something called the School Alumni Finder. So if you type in the LinkedIn Alumni Finder, LinkedIn Alumni Search Tool on Google, or you can go to the link below and type in your school name, of course, then you'll be able to find your alumni for your school. You can see what years they attended your university, and then you can also search them by the title for the company they work for, any keywords, so maybe they have a specific skill you're looking for, or even if they work at a specific company. And then you can see kind of the demographics. And if you scroll even lower, it'll show you a list of people who actually fit your filters. And so that would be a really awesome tool to use to find alumni. Next, I would like to introduce you guys to these LinkedIn buttons. So you can actually add these LinkedIn buttons to your email signature. So this is just a screenshot from Gmail. You can also do it in, I know the Mac email interface also can do it as well. It's a little bit more difficult though. But you can just take a screenshot of one of these buttons here, or you can even right click copy. And then you'll go into your settings in your email interface, scroll down to the signature section, and then you can add this button. You can just copy and paste it. And then you want to link it to your LinkedIn profile. And that'll give people an easy way to connect with you if you're sending out a lot of emails and just want to make sure that people are being routed back to your profile. So if you want to see where I found these buttons, I put the link right there below. So definitely check that out, and then you'll be able to easily copy and paste that to your signature as well. Now, writing on LinkedIn, I have to stress this a lot, not just because I'm a LinkedIn campus editor, but because this is definitely a great way to get yourself out there and to have people kind of find you. Because think about it, if you are not writing on LinkedIn, if you're not liking things, if you're not commenting or sharing, then who's going to know you exist? You might be seeing the content that other people are putting out, but people aren't finding you. So this is a great way to get yourself out there and make yourself publicly known. This is also a great way to put yourself in front of job recruiters' eyes in case they're looking for a certain applicant who's active on the platform. So just a little bit about the LinkedIn Campus Editor program so you can understand who I am and what I do. I described it in my last webinar, but as a LinkedIn Campus Editor at USC, I am responsible for getting more people onto the platform, getting you actively writing, and getting you to, just make sure that you're active with other students as well, and you can connect with other students. So that's kind of my responsibility. And I love it because I think it's great that there is a community of students who are active on LinkedIn. So if you find anybody who's ever got LinkedIn Campus Editor in their headline, then connect with them, see the content they put out. They're going to be putting out some valuable information that's really going to help you out in life. Highly suggest it. But that's a little bit about what I do. So I'll get into it. So why should you post? Well, I just described that, but here are some questions you can think about. Why am I writing this now? So why would you write this post now versus later? Is it timely? Is it relevant? Is there something going on that's making you want to write this? What knowledge, insight, or expertise can I bring that no one else can? I know as students we often think that we don't have value to add, and that's definitely how I started out. But I've just been sharing my experiences, or if I've ever, triumphed through a difficult time, or even my experiences working. Everybody has some sort of value to add, and to say that you have nothing is far from true. So think about your unique experiences in your life, and if nothing else, share stories. Do I have an opinion? What evidence can I use to support this viewpoint? So this kind of has to do with the timely aspect. If there is a news headline that comes up and you really want to respond to it, you have something to say, this is a great way to do it. Put your opinion out there. I will admit there are some people out there who might not agree with you. They might comment negatively, but don't let that distract you. There are so many people who are enriched by hearing your opinion, even if they agree with it or don't, but it's definitely important to put yourself out there and try. Is there something everyone is talking about that I can incorporate? So that also has to do with what's trending. Do you want to latch onto a hashtag perhaps? These are great things to ask before you write something. And I completely agree with them. And then you're probably asking, what do you post? So that's why would you post, but what do you post? So it's really hard getting started. You're like, I'm not really that creative. I'm not really that creative either. So we're in the same boat. So I actually came across this LinkedIn 30 Days Social Challenge. And these guys, they're giving you advice and a detailed description on what to write every day for 30 days. It's great. And their whole premise is that if you continually write and add some sort of value back to your followers, then you will get that value back and you'll see people start to follow you, start to reach out, start to engage with your content. But I'll just go ahead and play the video. This is also on their website, linkedin.30days.social. So go ahead, check them out. And get started if you have no clue what to write.
Everyone, I'm Ellie with Elevated Systems.
What's going on, LinkedIn community? This is Ben Ray, founder of Quadvecta and creator of InFocus.
Hi everyone, this is Josh Jerkovich with JMJ Consulting.
I'd like to introduce you to the 30-Day LinkedIn Challenge. We'll be taking you from 0 posts on LinkedIn to posting consistently. If you know me, you know that I am a firm believer in consistency. It's exactly what brings me in my business, is how I've been able to use the platform successfully, and that's what we'll be teaching you, is how to post, what to post about, and all the things that are required for you to get everything you need to get out of LinkedIn. So I'm excited for you to join along with us. I've teamed up with 2 amazing people, and we're going to be helping you get from 0 to 60 in 30 days.
I'm so excited to share LinkedIn 30 Days Social with you today, and I know you guys are going to take so much away from it. This is going to be an awesome experience. Can't wait to see what you
I'm
accomplish.
excited to be teaming up with Ben and Ellie to architect the program of the 30-Day LinkedIn Challenge. Throughout this challenge, we're going to be putting out content every single day for you guys to help you come up with ideas of what to post, how to post, and fully take advantage of LinkedIn's algorithm, so that way you can spread your influence and your reach on this amazing platform that we've all been using so well. I took my own 30-day LinkedIn challenge back in September and the results were tremendous, so we're hoping to see those same results for all of our members. So we're excited to have you. Hope you guys sign up for the program and enjoy the content, and we are excited to see your results.
So definitely go ahead and check this out. I know some of the campus editors on other campuses, they've gotten millions of views doing this on their posts. So it's definitely a great way to get that reach. And then I'd like to introduce you guys to the LinkedIn Student Publishing Calendar. So if you guys ever go and look at the student publishing website, students.linkedin.com/student-publishing, yes. Then you can go ahead and take a look at this calendar more in depth and see some resources that LinkedIn has provided for students who want to get more active writing on LinkedIn. But I just want to give you kind of an outline for the 2018 calendar. So every month they give students a theme that they can write about just to get them started. And if you attach the hashtag to your post, write about what they're asking you to write about, then you have a chance of getting your post boosted by the LinkedIn editorial team. And they're also, really trying to promote this calendar. So it's a good opportunity for that exposure that I keep talking about. So they've got some great themes out there. The mentorship one, some people share great stories about that, passion projects. And then definitely the year in review. That was a fun one to do this past December. So definitely looking forward to see what everybody's year in review will be for the end of this year as well. Also, you want to make sure, if you can see right here at the bottom, you want to add hashtag student voices. That's also going to help you get that extra promotion. So not only do you add the hashtag for the month, but you also add hashtag student voices, and that's how that editorial team is going to be able to locate your post. As you probably already know, LinkedIn does a lot of news highlights about things that are trending around the world. So just here I have the hashtag Black Panther sales. I love Black Panther, so I had to include that one. And then when you go and you click on these highlights, this is what it shows up as on your home screen. So you can just click any one of these, then it'll bring you over here. I'll show you a little picture with it too. And then if you click on that, you'll actually see real-time responses to that from real people on the LinkedIn website. And then you'll want to look at these if you ever want to join into a big conversation, because they literally give you a hashtag. Doesn't get any easier than that. Just add that to your post, make a quick comment about it, and then you'll be into the really relevant conversation. And a lot of people are probably going to be searching for that particular hashtag, so they'll find your post and be able to connect with you. These are some tips that the LinkedIn team gave us, and I just wanted to share them with you guys as well. So you can make short posts, you can make long form article posts, and then you can also post videos as well. Videos are becoming increasingly popular, and people have been doing really creative things like that, such as having their own talk show or just filming themselves throughout the day, interviewing individuals. So there's a lot you can do with videos as well. So for short posts, the main gist is that you want to share it consistently. This is really a great way to get reach, get personal, include media such as photos or videos, and then get creative. So doing the 30-day LinkedIn challenge is really going to actually help you with these short posts. That's what it focuses on. And then if you want to go ahead and use hashtag student voices, like I said, that gives you the editorial team some room to go out and find your post. And then if you want to use hashtag USC LinkedIn, if you're a USC student, that's a great way to kind of immerse yourself into this community that I'm trying to form. And that should continue on for a while. And then long form articles. So these are going to be a little bit longer, but not too long. And you can add pictures throughout. It's like a regular blog post essentially. So definitely be authentic, post about something that's really relevant that's happening, And then make sure that the title, your headline, is more conversational. So a lot of times people might do 10 things you need to know for your first day of work, something like that. I don't know. But it seems to be that we're becoming more conversational. So if you can talk to your audience through your headline rather than, just like be a listicle or something that's so formatted that it sounds almost robotic, that's going to definitely do better. Include images. I think I heard from research, I don't know what type of research, but like 5 to 6 photos is good for a post. And then that videos, if you embed videos into your post, it might not get as much reach. I don't know if these things are important to you, maybe not. They suggest that you do 600 to 1,000 words for your posts, but also, just share what's on your mind. If it's long, fine. If it's short, fine. And then if you can also include the hashtag student voices and hashtag USC LinkedIn at the end of the post, that would be great. And then with videos, so they say that 30 seconds until 5 minutes is good for video length, but I've also seen that 2 minutes is usually the general regarded cutoff point for viewership where it starts to taper down. So maybe you want to make it 2 minutes or less. If you want to do more, that's also fine. Just start it off with a bang, start it off strong, have passion, have energy, film it horizontally if you can. Use a headset so that the sound is clear quality, and then ultimately just be yourself. When to post. We're going through the whole list, so when to post. I've just included some other social media on the left, but they say for LinkedIn, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., I guess whatever your local time is, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., or 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. are optimal posting times throughout the day. And then Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays tend to get the best reach. So this makes complete sense. This is right before people are coming into work and getting settled down. This is also right after people are getting off of work and maybe they're still in work mode, so they want to check LinkedIn and really quick, just catch up. And then think about it. If you come into the workplace on a Monday, you're probably just tired and you're like, why am I here? If you're on a Friday, then you're probably eager to start the weekend. So this definitely makes sense, and based on what I've seen, this does seem to be pretty accurate. So if you can try to post within these times. Also going off of that, if you are trying to work in an area whose time zone is different than your own, then apply these times to that location's time zones, because then you're going to reach those recruiters, those business people who are in that area. Include a call to action at the end of your post. So I just said this, just randomly. You can say, follow me for more updates about my life as a USC student. So just to give an example of what a call to action looks like. Of course, it's going to change based on what you want people to do, who your audience is, and so forth. And so this really just makes sure that people aren't just skimming through your post and then going to the next. Because as you probably know, if we're not asked to do anything, then we probably won't do it unless it really, really moves us to. But once you ask for something, then that triggers in that person's mind, oh, maybe I should like this. Maybe I should follow them. So, it doesn't hurt to just put this at the end, or even if you want to put it in the comments section of one of your posts. Tracking results. Definitely important because LinkedIn gives you metrics that you can use. So metrics, the social selling index. This is a really cool feature that increasingly more and more people are finding out about, but it's important that you know about it as well. This is actually started and intended for salespeople to be able to use their own, to see how much reach they have within their own network, to see how well their professional brand is holding up against other people in their network as well. So you can use this in order to kind of see how you rank up against people in your network, to see how well you're actually putting yourself out there. So there are 4 components of the social selling index. So there's the establish your professional brand portion. And this measures if you have become a thought leader by publishing meaningful posts. So remember that adding value aspect. Finding the right people. So are you using the website well? Are you, connecting with people? Are you growing your network, tapping into new networks? Are you using the search and research tools? Engage with insights. So remember, it's not always a take, it's also a give. So then you can discover and share conversation-worthy updates to create and grow relationships. So it's like, are you adding the value back out? Are you being insightful? Are you going out and reaching and sharing, building that up? And then build relationships. Strengthen your network by connecting and establishing trust with decision makers. So this means, are you finding those leaders in your particular industry and are you connecting with them? Are you building relationships that are going to last? So if you take those 4 components, LinkedIn does some crazy stuff and then they measure your score. So this is not my score, by the way. I got a random one off the internet. And it says 83 out of 100. So this is like a pretty good SSI. And then it kind of breaks it down to see what you're doing well in each category. And if you even scroll down further, then you can see even more metrics and more stats. But it's just good to kind of look at this. Don't take it too personally if your score is low. It's just good to be mindful about what areas you can pick up in. So if you go to the link below, you'll be able to find this. You can also just look at LinkedIn SSI, LinkedIn Social Selling Index on Google. Google search is your best friend because so many things are really hard to get to, but yeah. And then beyond that, for your actual posts, you're able to see analytics as well, such as the number of clicks your post got, the number of likes and comments. Those are basic. You can also look at the people who have viewed your profile in the past 90 days. You can see if your views have dropped or increased, and then you can also see where these people found you, where these people work. And then if you have LinkedIn Premium, you can see an unlimited breakdown of the actual individual people who have seen your account, as long as they aren't on invisible mode where you can't see them. Or if you have a basic account, you can see, I think it's the last 3 people who viewed your profile. So those are the basic analytics. And then if you actually got a post that went pretty viral, it spread to a lot of people, then you might be able to see more advanced metric charts up to the 60-day point. After 60 days, they kind of disappear. So thank you guys for tuning in again. Hopefully you watched my first webinar. If not, go and find that LinkedIn Getting Started webinar. And then this is me. This is the girl who has been talking to you this whole time, if you wanted to put a face to it. And this is my LinkedIn. So if you want to go ahead, connect with me, ask me questions about this, then you can go ahead and do that there. I also have a newsletter, and right now it's about beginning of April, and I'm going to stop doing the newsletter mid-May. But if you want to jump in and you want to join this about bi-weekly newsletter, I'll be sharing some people you can follow, tips and tricks that you can use on LinkedIn outside of what I've already shared with you. I'll also be sharing updates to the platform if there are any, and just giving you tools to help you write as well. So if you want to join that newsletter, then you can send an email to usccampuseditor@gmail.com, and then I'll get you all set up. But outside of that, just, go back through the webinar if you had any more questions that you had, or you can also reach out to me. And it's been fun, so thank you guys for joining me.